Instagram and your host here on the Boot Talk channel. Welcome to another video, and today we're going to be going over compounds. Now, one of the things that will typically slow you down whenever you're in the body shop, it is always going to be the polishing process. If you have one that's trashy or you're just trying to nib and buff and move it on, if you're dealing with products that do not do what they need to, do not get the scratches out, do not get the haziness out, and just you're having to work yourself, it's not saving you time, it's not saving you money, and you're putting in way more effort that's actually needed. No matter how you're sanding, whether you're sanding with 1500 or all the way up to 3,000 to 5,000, if it doesn't do the trick, it doesn't do the trick, and it's not worth paying for it if it's not going to save you money in the long run. You want something that's going to get it done and get it done right the first time, move on to the next car, because we all know that you only get paid to do it once. So guys, with that, I'm talking to you today about Wizards compound and their polish. Now, the cool thing about Wizards is that they have all of their own stuff. They make their own polishing pads, they make their own compounding pads, their compound polish, and their detail sprays, detail rags, everything. They make their own stuff, and it is absolutely awesome. Now, what I want to talk to you about is their Mystic Cut compound. Now, with that, they actually say that you can go over this stuff with from 1200 grit scratches and just work it up from there, and it will actually remove the scratches. With the Mystic Cut, it's kind of a 2-for-1 deal. I found out you can compound everything out with it, and then swap to a less aggressive, like their black foam pad here, and actually put a little bit on the car and just finesse out everything else from there. Get yourself a real nice shine, and then you can go over it with the Shine Master polish that they have. Now, the Shine Master polish is actually kind of like the final step with a real less aggressive, real fine pad, something that's not really aggressive, and it does a wonderful job for smoothing out the finish. No swirl marks, no nothing, just putting that beautiful shine right on top of it after buffing that you're looking for. And of course, like I always recommend, is going over it with a detail spray that lifts up and gets rid of any of the compound polish, any debris or dirt that happens during the buffing process. The cool thing about their detail cloth that they have here is that it's actually really lightweight and really soft. It's not grabby like how a lot of the microfiber towels are. A lot of you guys may have gotten microfiber caught on Velcro, and you just know that feeling that they have. This is really soft, really fine, and you really need to try this out. It's really cool stuff. Now, I have never, in interest of full disclosure, I have never used Wizards compounds and polishes before this. This was my first go around on it. I was able to try it out and see what I thought about it, and I wanted to be able to give you guys a review, give you guys feedback on it. And to be honest with you, I'm really digging it. It does what it's supposed to do. At the bottom line, it does what it needs to do. It does it the first time, it does a great job. Now, the Wizards have been around for a while, like I said, but I've heard about them for years, and this is my first chance to be able to use them. So what I want to do is I've told you a little bit about the stuff. I want to actually show you how it works in person. Now, on the other side of the wall, here, I've actually got a buddy of mine with a black Z01 Camaro. It's a factory paint job. It has not been sanded and buffed, but he's got some light scratches on it. It's wear and tear. He drives the car. So with that, I want to be able to show you guys how it works and walk you through the processes of it. So guys, hang tight. We're going to go right to it. Alright, now here guys, you actually see me using 3000 grit on a DA. You saw my squirt bottle there. If any of you are new to wet sanding or anything like that, obviously a little bit of water goes a long way with this. It helps keep the sandpaper lubricated and going smoothly. Now here I'm actually swapping over to 5000 to finesse out the 3000 grit scratches. I didn't want to go too aggressive on this just because for demonstration purposes. Now I'm not going and doing anything really aggressive. We're just doing this again just to get off oxidation, light scratches, stuff like that. Now here I'm actually applying just a little bit of the Mystic Cut compound, and I've got, as you can see there, I've got their foam compounding pad. I'm just working it in, and I'm going to start out buffing around the 1200 RPM mark on this. Now, the way I typically buff is once I make my first pass, I'll get everything worked in nice like that, and then I'm going to do about 3 passes, kind of cross-cutting each other. You'll see me go side to side and get it worked in. I'll go up and down, and then one more time side to side. Now, as I go through, you'll actually see that shine really starting to come back. Now, here you see me going up and down on it, working it through. And now we're actually going to change out to a finer pad and we're actually going to go through and start the polishing process now that we've got the scratches removed. Now, with the cool thing about this is that you can actually go through and add in more of the Mystic Cut and go through with that finer pad, and it will act as a polish. You're getting a really awesome bang for the buck here because of the fact by just changing the pads, you're not having to have an extra product on hand. Now you'll see right here just very quickly, again, this is about 1200 RPM. I did not change the speed on it. You can see right there just how that gloss level starts coming back up, and I'm not really having to work the product at all. It's very cool just being able to not use any pressure and allow the buffer, the weight of the buffer rather, to go ahead and do the work for me. Now here, this is right where we just were. All I had done is just wipe it down. You can see my fingerprint right there. But you can see there's no sand scratches, no just marks on it from whenever we were, from just normal washing and stuff, compared to the fender here beside it. That's just an awesome reflection shot that I found whenever we had put the Mystic Cut compound on the hood. There's a little bit further back. Alright guys, with that is a review video over the Wizards products, going over their compound and their polish. Again, that was a buddy of mine, ZL1 Camaro. He drives it. It's got scratches on it. It's not garage cap. It's nothing like that. So it's very cool. Now I understand a lot of you guys may be wondering, well, you only went down to 3000 grit. You didn't really go aggressive on it. I understand that, and let me explain why. I wanted to do this for two reasons. Number one, if somebody is just starting out, if somebody, if you're a do-it-yourself or if you're at home, you don't have a lot of experience with sanding on a factory paint job, you don't have a lot of experience with buffing out a paint job. If you're wanting to tackle this by yourself, 3000 grit, 2500 to 3000 grit, that's perfectly a fine grit to start with, and then you can get those scratches out. You're not going to have to be fighting over yourself. You're not going to be at as much of a risk for sanding through on stuff. Now, of course, you can go down to 2000 to 2500, wet blocking the car, wet sanding it, and working it back up to that 5000 to get it ready to polish. And that's actually what John is getting ready to do. John, like I said, it belongs to a buddy of mine. He's a coworker of mine, and he's getting ready to go through the entire car and sand and buff the entire car, get rid of the scratches, get rid of everything. He actually has now my all three that you saw here, the detail spray, the polish, and the compound. He's actually going to be sanding it, polishing, and finishing everything out on it. So that was the second reason as to why I didn't do that. We wanted to show you what the results would be, and right about here, we're going to be going in and actually inserting some pictures and showing you of the process of everything finished and how it all works. It did an awesome job, and I think you guys are really going to dig it. I know from what I've seen and using it in the shop myself, I've seen the results and I like it, so I'm hoping you guys will too. Now, real quick before I leave, one thing that I did notice that I want to show to you guys is that on the back of these pads, and we'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit on it, is that you actually have 3 different part numbers here. So in case you lose one of these pads or you lose the plastic bag that it comes in that you're supposed to keep it in, you will always have the part number that you need. So whether it be for the white foam pad here, the black finishing pad, or they have a blue ultra finishing pad, all 3 part numbers are actually printed on the back of each pad. So you can get it here, or just say you lose that one, you've got all 3 printed out on the back of that one. So no matter what, even if you're trying to get a hold of your local paint supply store and hoping that they're going to get you the right pad for Wizards and they're just going to send you something else, this way you have all of the numbers that you're going to need to give it to them to ensure that you get the product that you need. To me, that's just smart marketing. That's being smart on their part, just by making sure that everybody has what they're going to need to fully get the job done. So with that, guys, be well, stay safe. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to holler at you soon.